Hello, you're on channel Cream Storytime. All the material in this video is copyrighted and produced by our team. Enjoy watching.
I'm at the asshole for dropping a friendship that I used to have. A friend, let's call her Olivia. Olivia moved to my school a while ago, and I knew she wanted friends, so we started hanging out. At first, everything was going great. She was funny and nice to me, until we started talking about LGBTQ plus issues. She would make homophobic and transphobic remarks constantly. One of her favorite people to target were people who use they-them pronouns. She didn't know that I was bi and non-binary and used they-them pronouns. This stuff really got to me. She'd also treat people like crap. And if I tried to tell her to stop, she would threaten to drop me as a friend, and I didn't want to lose my only friend, so I just dealt with it. I was friends with her for 5 years. Because of being friends with her, my mental health spiraled. I endured this for many years. There was one night where I almost relapsed after being clean from hurting myself for a year. I called her up and I just told her I did not want to be friends with her anymore. Of course, she didn't like that. She yelled and screamed at me, but I just hung up. The next day, I saw her sister coming towards me at the bus stop. It ends up, she has a really bad home life and has no other friends other than me. So am I the asshole? I'm at the asshole for kissing and liking my best friend's crush. Last summer, me and my best friend and this guy, I'll call him Ryan, were always together. Me and my best friend always thought Ryan was super cute, and I told her I used to have a crush on him. Well, Ryan and I started hanging out without my best friend a lot more. And things started getting more intense between us, and I started to catch feelings again. We were cuddling in my bed one day, and I really wanted to kiss him, so I grabbed his phone out of his hand and went in for a kiss, and he went in for it too. Every time we hang out alone, we kiss, but we don't tell my best friend. We were both super close with her, but I felt really weird telling her and making it super awkward between all of us. So one day I was in a big group of people, including Ryan and my best friend, and my best friend asked if we could talk alone. So we went and sat on a bench further away from the group, and she told me she liked him, and I kind of just sat there awkwardly staring at her. I was in complete shock because she never showed any interest. I told her what happened between me and Ryan and how I caught feelings again, and she got super mad at me, but I don't feel like it's my fault because I had no idea. So I'm an asshole for going on a trip without my boyfriend. Me, female, and my boyfriend, male, have been dating for over a year now. Since we started dating, we have done everything. He has gone on every family trip since, and is with me every weekend. He's a few months older than me, meaning that he's a year above me in school. He graduated last year during the pandemic and wasn't even able to have a senior trip or even have a graduation. I'm graduating this year. Me and my best friend had planned to go on a beach trip near our city. The original plan was to go with our boyfriends, since both of them were from other schools and graduated last year, but also inviting a few of our school friends. When organizing with our friends, we decided that it was all best if we didn't invite them to the trip, since everyone doesn't really know everyone, and so we can have a better time reminiscing about all the things we experienced in the last 5 years, especially since 2 of our best friends are leaving the country right after graduation, and we probably won't see them again, or have a trip with them. They both got really offended when we told them the agreement, and telling them that we could do our own trip for the 4 of us, working around their schedules since they both work are in university. So, am I the asshole? You guys can always submit stories on my Instagram DM. Am I the asshole for liking a guy that I think my friend likes? I started high school 2 years ago, and on my first day I met this guy. Let's call him Y. I instantly really liked him. We walked to class together and sat next to each other on the bus for our first school trip. At the same time, I became friends with this girl, and let's call her L. I introduced her to Y. Me and L had most of our classes together, including one with Y. Me, L, and Y were kind of loners, so we all became a close trio, even though that me and L are both closer to each other than we are with Y. Me and L talk about everything except crushes. I don't know why, but I guess it's just more fun to us to guess who we like. There was a few times last year when she had asked me if I was dating Y, because she said that she got that vibe from us. I said no because I wasn't, but I didn't tell her that I liked him. I asked her if she was dating him, and she also said no. It's weird because I think we both like him, but I'm not sure. I've tried to stop liking him, but it's hard. So, am I the asshole for liking him? Am I the asshole for dating my best friend's ex? For context, I'm a sophomore in high school. My friend Anna and I were really close at school, but outside of school, we never talked. She would leave me undelivered for weeks. Then, she started dating this guy I used to snap and kinda had a thing for a long time ago. Over the summer, I messaged Anna almost every day trying to keep up a bond, but obviously she'd never respond. And honestly, it hurt a lot, so I texted her boyfriend Jake and told Jake to have his girlfriend answer her phone because I missed her. Then he informed me that they split up a long time ago, and that I brought up a past that he's not comfortable speaking about. Obviously, I felt bad and asked if he wanted to go to the carnival, my treat, as a way of making it up to him. He agreed, and him and my 2 friends all went to the carnival. At the carnival, we got along and ended up kissing. We hung up afterwards at his house, and he expressed that he liked me. At first, I rejected him, telling the kiss was a huge mistake. Then I come home to find out that Anna blocked me on everything. After weeks of getting to know Jake, I couldn't help it and really started liking him, and we started talking. Around the 4th of July, we started dating. When we got back to school, Anna's friends were harassing me, making fun of me and calling me a homeworker. So, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for moving on from my ex within a month? My ex and I got together in the summer of 2020, right when COVID was starting to get a little bit better. We have been friends for years before that, and it felt really natural. But one issue was I wasn't over my ex. He was a foreign exchange student and he had to go back home because of COVID. We decided that we weren't going to try things out because of the long distance. And we both have never done it before and we were scared. It's not that we didn't have feelings for each other though. With that being said, I needed to move on, so I got with my friend and ended up getting pregnant. So, I decided to try and make it work, but my feelings for the exchange student never went away. When I was 9 months pregnant, about 2 weeks before I was about to give birth, my ex dumped me and kicked me out of the apartment that we had gotten together. So within a month, I was over the baby daddy and started texting the guy I never stopped having feelings for. So would I be the asshole for moving on? And guys, you guys can always submit stories on my Instagram DM. Thank you! Am I the asshole for stealing my best friend's ex-boyfriend? I have known my friend Alice since we're in 5th grade. A little backstory, we became friends really quickly and for a few months it was great. She dated this guy in 5th grade and then later on I dated him, but I apologized because I knew it was wrong. Later on we became friends with this guy named Noah. Him and I have an instant connection and become very close very quick, but I never told Alice how I felt about him. Soon after, she told me that she liked him. In remembering our past incident, I stayed quiet. And they started dating, but after a few weeks of long distance, they ended it. Years later, Alice and I regained in touch with Noah, and we click again. We give each other our Snapchats, not knowing this pissed off Alice. Him and I talk every day and become really close, and we really like each other, but the second Alice found out, she went off on me, telling me I'm going for a sloppy second. She even told me it's him or her. I told her she really just does not care about my feelings, and I put her before me forever. She apologizes. Matt and I still talk, and she makes me feel so bad for it, and even gets other people to make me feel bad as well. We made 2 new friends and she instantly starts telling them about our situation. She says I stole 3 of her boyfriends and then I'm a snake. This is the spark that ended our friendship. She always overlooked me. Everything was always my fault in her head. So am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for choosing my boyfriend over my best friend? I was best friends with this girl throughout middle school and high school, and let's call her Britt. I'd get really excited when we had class together. Another one of my friends, Kate, was in this class too. I suggested that Kate join our duo and make a trio. Soon, the 3 of us did everything together. Not long after that, my boyfriend, we'll call him Jake, and I started dating. He and I started hanging out a lot because of our new relationship. When we started dating, Kate and Britt got really close. Britt then got a boyfriend who she never met in person. She would get mad at me for talking about my boyfriend. After that, Britt and Kate would only invite me to go out if they couldn't drive anywhere, and if we wanted to get food. They would always forget their wallets, so I had to pay. To the point where they'd also make plans in front of me. I was absolutely miserable, so I moved lunch tables away from Britt, because due to COVID. It was just the 2 of us at the table, and I asked the teacher in class if I could move away from them as well. This, of course, led them to say things like I was annoying and that they had been trying to get rid of me. And that I'm only pretty enough to do things with and not to date, and much worse. So am I the asshole? Would I be the asshole for not telling my best friend that her boyfriend may be cheating on her? My friend and I have been best friends for 3 years. There's this guy that she's a crush on, we'll call him Jack, and Jack is perfect, plays football, super cute, super smart, and has a lot of girls that like him. My best friend became closer with him, and I encouraged it because he seemed really great. A few weeks later, he asked her out, and they've been dating for almost 2 months. 2 days ago, I saw him putting his arm around another girl. When I saw that, I followed them more, and they kissed. My first instinct was to take pictures, and I was going to tell her right away. But then I remembered something. Her last boyfriend cheated on her, and my other friend Maddie told her about it. And the thing is, she dropped Maddie immediately, and just said that she was jealous of their relationship. I personally really don't want to lose her as a friend, but I also don't want her in this toxic relationship. So what should I do? And you guys can always submit stories to me on my Instagram DM. Thank you! Am I the asshole for opening up to my boyfriend's mother about him cheating on me? My boyfriend and I have been dating for a year, and we had a pretty good relationship, until I found out he'd been talking to another girl behind my back. But after a long time of discussing it, I decided to forgive him and try again. Recently, while I was at my boyfriend's house, we had an argument over me being suspicious of him, and he locked himself in his room and refused to talk to me. In an act of despair and panic, I fell to the ground. When his mom quickly ran up the stairs and questioned me, to which I told her the whole story while sobbing, she told me that she would talk to him. And after she drove me home, he texted me angrily asking me why did I tell her, and said that I was trying to ruin his relationship with his mom. All because he says that I'm just being petty. So would I be the asshole for opening up to my boyfriend's mother about him cheating on me? And guys, you guys can always submit stories to me on my Instagram DM. But please also make sure you guys read the rules located in the highlights bar. Thank you! Am I the asshole for cutting off my dad? So for a little backstory, my mom and dad have been together for 20 years, and they have 3 kids. Me, my sister, and my brother. We all have autism and ADHD, apart from my sister who only has autism. This really led to my mom focusing all her attention on us and not her relationship. She was also abused by her stepdad when she was younger, so that caused her a lot of PTSD, and she really does not like being touched. A few weeks ago, my dad split up with my mom because she wasn't affectionate enough and he didn't love her no more. This obviously really upset all of us, but I understood because you can't help your feelings. He then admitted that he had a new girlfriend. He admitted to me that there was a connection there and he was flirting with the woman before he split up with my mom. What also makes it worse is my mom introduced this woman to my dad, and let's call her Jen. When my mom found all this out, she went missing and tried to unalive herself. Now my dad says that she has to look over all of us and isn't a good mom and is constantly insulting her. My father has never acted like a father and has always found an issue in looking after us or even doing something for us. I told my dad if he wants to stay in contact with me, he'd have to leave his new girlfriend. He chose his girlfriend. His family is calling me unreasonable now.